Greetings, friends. This is Jim Orbe, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today is the 16th Sunday in Ordinary Time in the Roman Catholic liturgical calendar. Our Gospel reading is taken from Mark chapter 6, verses 30 to 34. As the evangelist Mark describes the crowd whom Jesus saw and took pity on, they were like sheep without a shepherd. It is helpful to understand the image and the language used by the evangelist here, sheep and shepherd. If you will read the first reading today from the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23, verses 1 to 6. God's people, Israel, are his sheep, God's flock, and the Lord himself is the good shepherd. We also learn from the Old Testament that God raised prophets and servants to serve his flock. They were also considered shepherds. However, they abused their power and took advantage on those whom they care for. We heard this from the first reading today from the prophet Jeremiah. God's anger towards these men. The reading says, "Doom for the shepherds who allow the flock of my pasture to be destroyed and scattered. It is the Lord who speaks. This, therefore, is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says about the shepherds in charge of my people. You have let my flock be scattered and go wandering and have not taken care of them. Right, I will take care of you for your misdeeds. It is the Lord who speaks. But the remnant of my flock, I myself will gather from all countries where I have dispersed them, and will bring them back to their pastures. They shall be fruitful and increase in numbers. I will raise up shepherds to look after them and pasture them. No fear, no terror for them anymore. Not one shall be lost. It is the Lord who speaks. See, the days are coming. It is the Lord who speaks, when I will raise a virtuous branch for David, who will reign as true king and be wise, practicing honesty and integrity in the land. In his days, Judah will be saved, and Israel will dwell in confidence, and this is the name he will be called, the Lord, our integrity." End of reading. Most probably, this is the background when the evangelist Mark narrates when Jesus saw a large crowd and he took pity on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he set himself to teach them and try to train them at some length. Without a shepherd, it may also become hard for sheep to find pastures and water, which they require for survival. In such a case, the ewes may become weak and unable to provide milk for their offspring, who then die. Another instance is that they may get attacked by predators. Sheep are fairly defenseless animals. So, without a shepherd, sheep are in trouble. In fact, sheep are hopeless without a shepherd. And that is what Jesus is saying here about the people in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 6. Without a shepherd, they were lost, they were hopeless. So, do we think in our time and age, many people are like sheep without a shepherd? People who are lost and lacking in hope? People who are hungry, needy, and afraid? People who are taken advantage of, oppressed, and exploited? Well, the good news, friends, is that Jesus, our Lord, is the good shepherd who lays down his life for us. He is the good shepherd who will leave the 99 and look for the one sheep who is lost. He is the good shepherd who leads us to fresh and green pastures where he gives us repose. He is the good shepherd who leads us to restful waters to revive our drooping spirit. He is the one who guides us along the right path. And even when we walk in the valley of darkness, we should not fear, for he is with us, who gives comfort and safety. This is our Lord Jesus Christ, our good shepherd. He is with us. Amen.